Welcome, lords and ladies fans, to another presentation of the Kenyon Sports Connections, the Chris Monfiletto Show. The head coach of the football team, Chris Monfiletto, joins me today, as always. And this week is a little bit relaxed, Coach, with the bye week upon you and the Lords. Let's talk briefly about last week first. With Wittenberg University, they came out and rolled on to 2 touchdowns in their first 2 drives. And then they had a monumental slowdown, and you only allowed 1 touchdown and a field goal pretty much all the way through deep into the fourth quarter. What adjustment did you make to slow them down that significantly?
Well, after the first quarter, we got the wind back, and we were able to move the football and change field position, and that slowed them down offensively too because it kept them off the field. So, we had a couple busts in technique really that allowed them to score a couple touchdowns, and they also have a great football team. So, we played really hard throughout the course of the game. I was really proud of as a coaching staff. We were really proud of the way our guys played against them.
And I think one point that myself and Kurt Ashcraft up in the press box noticed that you should be proud of is that the Wittenberg offensive line up until that game had only allowed 4 sacks, and you equaled that in just 60 minutes of play. What was the key in upsetting their offensive line?
Well, we moved around a little bit, and I think confused them with some of the twists and things that we were doing. We had guys that were just running hard to the football, and he didn't have a ton of time back there to throw the football. We had guys covered downfield a little bit early in the game. So, we wanted to make him a little bit uncomfortable, and I think that we did that on Saturday.
Now, you mentioned the offense, and even though there were only 7 points to account for, the one name that keeps on popping up week in and week out is fullback Blake Kelsey. And he scored his 8th touchdown of the season, 3rd through the air against the Tigers. Just talk about his versatility and value to the team.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, what's crazy about Blake is he came in as a quarterback. This spring, he was one of our 3 quarterbacks that vied for the position, and then when Jake came to town, Blake volunteered to move to like a fullback tight end. He calls himself a superback, but he's done a great job. I mean, he just does everything you ask him to, and he was a quarterback on a team that played in the state championship in high school, and his leadership more than anything is what's really impressive.
Very good. Well, now you've played 2 nationally ranked opponents and sit 4-3 in the NCAC even despite that. How do you feel that the guys measure up heading into the final 2 games of the season?
I don't know. They're 2 really good football teams. We're not really necessarily worried about them right now. That's the luxury of the bye week. We're just worried about us. And there's some things that we need to fix from a fundamental standpoint and a schematic standpoint this week, and that's really what we're focused on.
Now we're going to transition, and everybody's favorite topic is the off-topic topic. And so we thought about it hard this week, and we wanted to actually take you down memory lane and go into your playing career. As a player, what was your favorite memory, either a moment or a season that really sticks out in your mind?
Okay. Well, I don't know if you want to talk about my playing career. It's like, unless you want to talk about a decoy receiver that was really good at running people off and blocking. But my favorite moment was when we went 10-0, we finished the season 10-0. My freshman year was year 2000, and shocked the world. Beat Georgetown at home in the last game of the season. So that was a great memory. It's nice having Coach Daniel back on the staff because Coach Daniel and I have been together for a really long time, and I worked for Coach Clark at Lycoming as well, and just those relationships are really what will last you a long period of time. And it's nice, that's what we try to encourage our guys on the team, to have those same type of relationships. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with the coaching staff, but with the other guys on the team.
And when that final gun sounded during that win, what was it like? I mean, it obviously was a big win for the program, one that shocked many in the region and the nation. Just talk about that moment.
That was pretty cool. I mean, it was like we had to tear down our own goalpost though, because I don't know if anybody else really cared. But that was fun. I mean, it was a good time.
All right, well, we'll transition now. When we talk about next week, we're actually talking about the bye week. So this is probably not as interesting of a portion of our show as usual, but when we talk about the bye week, what goals do you look to accomplish over the next 12, 13 days?
The bye week's nice. I mean, it's weird coming this late in the season. I've never really been a part of a bye week that comes this late in the season, but we really focus on what we do, what our tendencies are, and how we can get better at the things that we're good at. And that's, that was our focus offensively and defensively early in the week, is just looking at the plays that we called out of what formations, what works, what doesn't, and what we need to focus on in individual periods throughout the course of the week. And the luxury of the bye week is you can experiment with things and see what you like and what you don't.
Well, with that being said, and there being anywhere between 10 and 13 days between your next game, Are there any dangers that a bye week possesses for a team?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you approach the bye week too lax, it sort of ruins the momentum of the season. But for us, I think it comes in at a great time, and it allows us to refocus and really look at these last 2 games as opportunities to continue to get better. I mean, if we could play our best football in November, these are 2 really meaningful games for us, and hopefully we could send the seniors out on a good note.
Well, our final question, I think, is a very predictable answer for you, Coach, but do you get any kind of a break here in the next couple days? I mean, a movie, a date night with the wife, anything?
No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I go out with my wife. That would be great. But we got a recruit coming in this weekend and stuff like that. So it's an opportunity to focus on recruiting as well. So that's kind of what we'll do. I don't know. Maybe go see a movie or something. Captain Phillips. That looks intriguing.
Well, you'll have to let me know how that goes. But enjoy the bye week this week if you can at all, with the recruit, with the movie, whatever you decide to do. But for everybody out there in Lords and Ladies land, you're going to have to find an alternative source of entertainment this Saturday. But don't worry, we have a couple on the docket for you. Men's and women's soccer is down at Mavic Field as they take on Oberlin. Swimming and diving is hosting Denison at the pool this weekend. And then field hockey and volleyball are on the road, as well as cross-country championships are out in Meadville, Pennsylvania this weekend. So be sure to follow along with all of that. And while we're talking about it, we also have a special presentation at the KSC. The David Brackett Good Works Team video is now available online, and we're going to have a floating box here on the screen that you can click on if you want to directly view that link, so that you can get all caught up to date and vote for David for captain of the Good Works team. We're going to close up shop here on the Chris Monfiletto Show as we head into the bye week. For Chris Monfiletto, the head coach of the Lord's football team, I'm Ryan Gasser with the Kenyon Sports Connection. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.